everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these super cute Ella boutique bows, and it's basically an alternative take on the wavy boutique. And as you can see, they've got the double layers, and this is actually one of the first tutorials that I ever did, that I named it after my niece because I was one of the first people to do the double loop versions of this kind of style. So this is the mini version, and I'm going to do this mainly because, like I said, some of my earlier videos, they are good, but like I said, I've picked up a few techniques and tricks since then, so I thought I'd do a little update on the mini version for you. So this is the new one, and this is in some stunning pearl satin ribbon from Krafty Koala. This is the silver version. We're going to be making our version in the tutorial in the gold, and this is in some gold edged red from Love Your Crafts, and all the links to the suppliers will be in the description along with all the measurements in case you miss them when I'm talking. So I've already got half my pieces made up ready, just so you don't get super bored watching me do all of the bits and pieces. And you'll need 2 times 23 centimetres, and it's 1-inch ribbon, and 2 times 20 centimetre ribbon. And the 3 centimetres difference makes a big deal, is important, because if you do less than that, the loops sit too close together and you don't see the second layer clearly. So keep that in mind when you're making. Like I said, don't do more than 3 centimetres, less than 3 centimetres difference. So 2 times 23, 2 times 20. Okay, and I have heat sealed all the ends, like so. And the other thing I've done on all the pieces is I've pinched in the middle here at the end to line things up. We're going to fold these in half, and you only want to lightly do this on one side, and this is going to be the part that's hidden in the bow. We don't want it all the way across, because otherwise we'll see it here, and we don't want that. Okay, and like I said, we've done all of that heat sealing and creasing the ends. So now the 2 pieces where we've creased in centre, just that little tiny pinch, not all the way down, just at the top. Lay the short piece on top of the longest, so the 20 over the 23, and pin. Like so, and then take these ends, bring them up so the edges line up, and you want to pin them at the centre crease that we created to make sure that everything was lined up. There we go. Straight edge, like this. And then you'll have 2 pieces, and they'll be sat like this. This is what you get. So basically you get 2 curves. Okay, then you take this, and you always work from your right or your dominant hand, and you fold over so that that line, that edge there, meets your pin. And then what we do is we take a further pin. We want to go right in the middle of that and pin it here, and that centre pin will work as the guide to keep our whole bow centred. And again, same size as before, so from the right or your dominant hand, use it to go against the edge, that edge to go against your needle, your pin, sorry. Take your pin right on the centre, pin that in, and that will act as the guide to make sure that the bow is balanced. So we take this pin and you bring this over, so from here, this pin over to here. And this is the look you'll get at this point. Now if you wanted to, you could pin it this way and you get like a sort of standard double loop boutique kind of shape. But what we want to do is you want to lift that over and bring it so it takes over. So we go from here and we bring that over, and again line this up with the pin. And again, if you wanted to do this shape, this is your inverted boutique shape. So like I said, if you were to stitch it this side, you get the inverted boutique look, which is like this. But we are going to turn it because we want the wavy Ella boutique look. So we now turn it so it's this side, line up our centre pin, move that one from beneath, make sure your edges are all lined up here, repin that centre. And the other thing I do, the reason I keep these 2 pins in, is bring your edges so that they're all still lined up, and place that one at the end here and that one at the end there, and it just makes sure your edges are a bit more lined up than average, and it stops the bow from slipping and moving around and stops the loops from going out of place. Okay, and this is the look you'll have at the front, and this is the look of the back. So the front is the straight side, that's where we get the wave, that's where you get this look from. Okay, and we're going to repeat this side. So there's our centre pin, pin, two pin, bring that over, keep that centre pin still lined up, and turn it till we're working with the flat side of the ribbon. Line up your edges, take that pin out, pin centered, there we go, and then move your 2 pins either side, same as we just did before. And then next to me I've got my needle and thread ready, and I use Gutermann's extra strength thread, and I have it doubled, and I always use a slightly longer upholstery or darning needle. Mine are normally about 7 centimetres. They just work a little bit better for me, and they're a little bit stronger. And I have some links in the description below for the Gutermann thread and things like that if you ever need any. Okay, so take a needle, we want to go from above, we're going to do a 6 stitch drop. So from where the first bit of ribbon joins up, so from here we want to go from above, and we want to be capturing right through to the bottom. And we can take this pin out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take that side out, and your 6th one should be coming back through that line just before it from beneath, so back up from the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the back you'll have 1, 2, 3. And I can see on there I have missed one of my creases, so I'm just going to repin that back. And if that ever happens, because obviously one of the key points of this is making sure you're capturing all your layers, if you cut your knot off, you can pull it through and everything is still pinned. See, learn from my mistakes. It happens sometimes. Nobody's perfect. So line everything back up, in, 2, got all the layers that time, 5, 6, that's better. So in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 on the back. And then we're going to repeat exactly the same thing on this side. We want to start our first stitch from above, going through all those layers right as the ribbon all lines up. And like I said, you want to do exactly the same 6 stitches as before, making sure you're capturing all of those layers. That's the key point, all of your layers. And the last stitch up, number 6, is going from above, and it's going again right where the edges of that ribbon joins up. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 on the back. Okay, once you're happy with everything, you can now take your other 2 pins out. And this is the current look that you'll have, and this is what the back looks like. And as you can see, as you're making the bow, you can see that you can quite literally make it the 2 different ways. So cinch it really, really tight so that you have the 3 clearly defined creases on each side, like so. And you can make this in 2 parts and glue them together, it's entirely up to you. And we take that, and you can cinch like that, or you can line up your original 3 creases the other side, like I do, and re-stitch through your original stitches almost, the opposite side, and pull through. That for me just gives it a bit of extra security. Now at this point, if it looks an absolute state, do not be concerned. These are boutique shaped bows. This can happen. We can adjust it once it's all threaded off. Okay, so take your back, stitch off in the back however you personally prefer. There. And through there, and then we can cut that off. And like I said, at the minute it is a bit of a mess, but that is absolutely fine, because all you need to do is twist your loops up like so, and it starts looking like a bow again. But I will say this is definitely 100% a bow that you will need to set with hairspray, and I use this Max Hold humidity resistant quick drying hairspray. And what you do is you basically blast it with this once you are completely happy. Once you've got to this point and you're 100% happy with your bow and how it's sitting, blast it with the hairspray until it's almost damp and let it set, and then it won't move. But like I said, at this point it's not too concerning, because like I said, we can tweak it once we've got the centre on. That will also sort of help hold the loops where we want them to, instead of them twisting in funny positions. So like I said, that is something to think about. And then we've got a second piece here. This is 32 centimetres, and I'm using one of my 3-inch templates from Siobhan, and the link for those is in the description as well. So like if you want to purchase a set of these, so all the information to go and order from her is down there. So I'm going to take our bit. I need 2 clips just to hold everything in place, and I like to do these a little bit longer so you can cut them down if you need to. So I wrap to the edge of the stitch line and clip that side, and then we are going to wrap round once to there, and as you can see, that's to the stitch line as well. And just trim that down a little bit that side so it doesn't get into my stitch area, and clip there. And then we're going to take our needle and thread again, and create our base bow. And again from above, in, 1, 2, 3, which is actually 4, over, and our last stitch, we went in, we come out, so we want to be starting the same side, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you'll have on the other side, you'll have 4 stitches. So once everything's in place, you can remove that. This is back 1, 2, 3, 4. And then cinch it round once, twice, a good couple of times. And stitch off however you personally like to. And I'm going to leave that threaded, because what we're going to do with this is the look you will get. Like I said, it's an extremely long half pin wheel, and we're going to take this, you want to line it up beneath the main bow, and then take that thread, once you're happy with the placement of the base, pull it extremely tight so it's firmly against there, like so, and you can see plenty of the tail, and then wrap a good couple of times, at least 3 or 4, super tight, and then again stitch that off in the back. If you want to, you can glue the layers instead of threading through, but this is just what I like to do. Take that off. And again, as you can see, it is a bit of a mess at the moment, but like I said, don't worry, we can fix that. Twist your loops where you want them. Line up your creases. Just going to take, so where the edges are here, just going to take my ruler, make sure that they're both the same length. 4 centimetres. 4 centimetres, and we're going to add our clip and wrap our centre. And the other good thing about Krafty Koala, this stunning pearl satin ribbon, they've also got the 9mm, so they've got 1 inch, 1.5 inch and the 9mm to match, which I like because it means I can make a whole bow one colour rather than having to get a corresponding colour for the centre. So put our clip on the back, glue that, hold that for a second, take our 9mm, don't forget to heat seal there, touch your glue, and we're going to wrap round at least twice, and as you can see, as we're wrapping, it's already starting to sit nicer and more how we're expecting it to look. So round once, round twice, and at this point, this is where I like, because as you can see, the loops are starting to sit how you want them to. So at this point, pull them up. So use this opportunity to bring those where they're trying to sit as they shouldn't, use that centre to bring them up and then wrap round a third time once they're sat exactly how you want them to square off the centre more. Okay, cut off that little bit of excess, heat seal, and glue that down. And again, adjust your loops if you need to, get them just where you want them. Tweak them, and then work out where you want your tails to be visible. I like quite long tails just to give the little bit of an effect, and this is a little edge cutter that I created myself. I'm just going to use this as a guide to make sure that both my tails are the right length or the same curve. So you can cut round them, and then you can heat seal against the metal as well, and we can turn it around this way. Cut again, and heat seal that side. There we go, nice even tails. Give it 1 second, I'm going to pause and I'm going to show you how to set it. Wait me a minute. So I'm back. I have my little, this is my hairspray setting box. This is like a plastic container. As you can see, it's got like residue of hairspray from previous projects. Like I said, get it perfectly how you want the bow to sit. Take your hairspray, give it a shake to make sure it's all, and then all you do, blast it till it's, like I said, almost damp. Turn it, same thing that side, and then what you do is you leave it in that box for at least 20 minutes, an hour, until that will not move. That will stay this shape, and like I said, it won't make any adjustments. So like I said, if you try to ship it without adjustments, when it goes to your customers, it can go like that and it doesn't look quite as cute as when our loops are all where we're expecting them to be. And again, move that one to the side, and do this in a well ventilated area. I've had my windows open all day because you don't want to be inhaling hairspray fumes. Nobody does. Spray, turn it over, spray that side, leave it, or do this one as well. Doesn't affect the colour or anything like that. Just make sure that it holds its shape and that it's not going to change or move about or anything like that, and your customer is going to get the bow that you originally showed them, and it's not going to be a different shape to what they're expecting. So there's my little tip for the day. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!